Hey, what a privilege I have today. I am sitting and talking to Past Rotary International President R Ravi Ravindran. Incidentally, when I was the club president, he was the RI president that time. How are you doing, sir?
So I'll tell you that you got played out because you did all the work and I got the credit.
That's so nice and so humble of you. But working in the year when you were the RI president was thoroughly an inspiration for me as well.
I tend to think that each president brings his own skills and his own personality.
Right.
And it varies from president to president.
Sure.
And so I guess that the way I see things, some others may look at it from a different facet, different angle, but we all work towards the same goal. It's also, I must tell you that one of the great, shall I say, disadvantages of our system is this change each year.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine in your company changing the managing director each year?
Yeah.
So this is the negative side of Rotary's administrative system, where the president, the club presidents, the governors all change every year.
Right.
But then the other side of the coin is, good people won't come and do volunteer work for too long. 1 year, you're willing to say, okay, I do it this year, I'll throw everything I have, I'll do my best, and I will do everything I can to do something good.
Sure.
And then end of the year, I go back to my life.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. So I think you've beautifully presented both sides of the coin.
Both, there are two sides, we have the pluses and negatives.
Absolutely.
But when you look at it from a professional point of view, it's a bit of a negative, because when you have the leadership changing each year,
Right.
your budgets are changing, your priorities of your expenditure are changing. It's not the best way to run a company, corporate.
Absolutely, I completely understand and relate your perspective. So, with your presence in today's installation at Rotary Club of Deonar, what is your impression and view about our club?
You know, I came with very little knowledge of your club. But having listened today to Sudhir speaking and what you have done, I'm impressed, and I think if every club can achieve what you have, we will be making a massive impact in the world, in the community, in the village, in the city, wherever we exist. And your club is to me a representation of a high quality club which works, which has fun and which has commitment. Rotary without fun is no use. I mean, we got together for friendship.
Absolutely.
If you take that friendship and fellowship out, you will find everything else coming to a standstill.
Sure.
The service we do is a byproduct of that fellowship and that friendship. So that's why this fellowship, friendship that I see that you have is so vital. Each one willing to support each other, each one patting each other on the back, each one encouraging the other. That's what you need, and you have all that. You have all the right ingredients to be a showpiece example of what Rotary is.
That's an extremely inspiring message for us. And you rightly gave the reference of President Sudhir, and a lot of work has been done with respect to COVID-19, not just in Sudhir's year, but also in the preceding years since the when COVID-19 actually came in. So how do you really see Rotary in the post-COVID-19 scenario?
On the one side, it worries me, because when clubs don't meet, and in many parts of the world they're still not meeting for fear of infection, it's not the best thing. The other side of the coin is we have learned the virtual world, which we never knew before. We have learned at the highest levels that it is not necessary to pay lakhs of rupees to fly people across to have a meeting. So there are lots of pluses in this. And I don't think in the future you will ever have a convention which also has a virtual aspect to it. So the plus point of this COVID is we have seen that there are new ways of getting together, new ways of operating, new ways of doing your projects without actually meeting, which is also a reduction in cost. The other side is that COVID is not going to go away in a hurry. It is mutating, the virus is mutating, It is getting around the vaccines. But I think at the moment at least, we brought it to a point when it is no longer a serious threat to life. So it will take time, but I think Rotary will survive. I mean, Rotary will not only survive, it will prosper. The last three major issues we've had in Rotary was the First World War, first time. Then came the Great Depression,
Right.
and then the Second World War. So those three were situations which impacted the whole world.
Sure.
In spite of that, we recovered. After the First World War, we lost some membership, but within a few years, we recovered that. During the Great Depression, we had a situation where people came to meetings bringing their own sandwiches. You had situations where they said, okay, you don't have to eat, you just come and have a meeting and go. So we adjusted to it. So COVID also is something we will adjust to. We are resilient. I think in the final analysis, we will overcome. Last year, as chairman of the foundation, I never set foot into my office. To our Holger Knack, as president, never set foot into his office. But I can't speak for Rotary International, but on the foundation side, we raised $440 million without the trustees meeting once physically. That means Rotarians performed, they were willing to donate, they were willing to give. We supported COVID projects like never before. We were giving out money in 24, 48 hours. So in this process, we've also learned some things. We have learned how to react to an emergency. We have learned that you can cut all the bureaucracy and get things done if you need to. So COVID has given us new strengths which we never had before. And as we go along, we now are confident.
What would be your advice for a club like ours, which is more than 35 years old?
35 years is not a long period of time. There are clubs around the world who are way over 100. My own club is, I think, 96 or 97 or something like that. So 35 is a pretty young club in my view. And you're doing the way you're doing, just continue doing what you're doing. Don't try to fix what's not broke. Your club is at a peak, it's functioning well. It's a role model club for others. No fears. 35 years, call me again 35 years later for your 70th anniversary and come along and we'll see. And we'll do the same interview again.
That sounds so incredible. That's really, really nice of you. That shows the high spirit that you have and that Rotary typically carries.
No, I would say it shows the inspiration I have derived from sitting in at your meeting today and listening to what's happened. I think India is a great president who's incoming. And it's wonderful to see a RIDE acting as a sergeant at arms. You don't see that very often. It shows there's no hierarchy, everyone is willing to put a shoulder to the
He's very jolly and fun-loving, and
yes.
Yeah. And he has very clearly said that here I am just a regular club member. No hierarchies at all.
Well, I can tell you in my club, if I go in, I don't get any special places. I'll say hello and sit with some friends. It may be the last table, it may be the corner table. And I'm just another ordinary member in my club, and that's how it should be.
That shows the humbleness and the humility which a person really need to carry. And what better forum than leaders of Rotary themselves carrying personality like this?
I think it is important for leaders to understand in Rotary that it is a one-year assignment.
Yes.
When I became president, my wife and I decided that we must be cautious, never to get our feet off the ground.
Yeah.
That then we will come tumbling down by June 30th. So good to stay on the ground and then not miss anything afterwards.
I remember you spoke about it also as part of the speech. The fact that you didn't allow your AV to be played today.
No, not that I didn't allow, but I don't appreciate these long-winded introductions.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I feel embarrassed really. And, I would much rather have two words is so and that's it.
And how do you really see the future of India in the world of Rotary?
Well, India is a superpower in the world of Rotary. It's got, it's right on top on membership, it's right on top on foundation, the top 2 or 3. So you put these two together and you have a very, very powerful country. But in power we must also have humility.
Yeah.
That's the key. You don't throw your weight around. I mean, United States is the largest Rotary country in the world in terms of, they give 60% of the foundation funds. We are all a long distance behind.
Right.
But you never find them throwing their weight around. So good things to learn from there. But I've often said that who knows? Rotary headquarters might move to our part of the world because the growth is here. Look at Korea, look at Taiwan, the South Asian countries. So this is the future power center of
Wow. With the demographics of India, I've seen members here are much younger compared to the other parts of the world. So do you really see that the future becomes promising for Rotarians here in India or in this part of the world?
Yeah, I think we've really hit the jackpot here. We have created an ambience where young members feel, relatively young members feel comfortable coming in. You can still go to the big clubs like London, average age plus 70. Other places which have changed, Taiwan and all, is different. But here, not only India, if you look at Sri Lanka, if you look at Bangladesh, lots of young members coming in, and that's a good thing. And more importantly, a lot of ladies coming in. I mean, the ladies are the ones who are going to drive our growth in future. They are competent, they are capable, and they have shown that they are not second to the men. So, I think Rotary is looking very strong in our part of the world.
The fact that you've spoken about women, one of the strong things that women really typically bring is empathy, which could be a great enabler to Rotary. Do you also see it like that?
Yeah, I think I see more than that. I think the empathy comes naturally
To women, yeah.
maybe much more than to men.
Yeah.
But I also see that the skills they bring in is not second to the men. The ability to manage, the ability to raise funds, the ability to show commitment on the field is not second to the men. So I think women are the driving force of Rotary in the next 10 years.
Brilliant. That's such an inspiring message. And for the first time ever, we are going to have a woman Rotary International President with Jennifer Jones. So I think that's opening the gateways for Rotary International as well.
Yeah, but you also have to remember, Jennifer Jones has got in not because she's a woman, because she's just brilliant. She's outstanding. She can take on anyone and hold her own. She's a fabulous speaker. She's got a personality to match. She's committed to projects. She's been involved in projects. She ticks all the boxes. So she's just marvelous, and there'll be others who will follow her.
Absolutely. I think she will be the inspiring force to the other part of the world.
I think so. I agree.
Just to summarize, any closing message that you'd like to give to the entire world of Rotary who are going to watch this video?
Well, my message is that don't isolate yourself. You're part of the whole. There are problems around us. Those problems are real. They are challenges. But we are resilient. We have come out through worse times, and we will get over this as well.
Thank you so much. I think it has been such a pleasure to talk to you and to get your message across, not just for our club, but across the Rotary world as well.
As it is for me. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much.